help. Okay, I don't need these ones anymore. Just keep them. No. Okay, whatever. Welcome, and this is again a new podcasty version. So if you're going on a run, a walk, you're doing, I don't know, yoga or whatever, working, like mindless work that you don't have to focus that much, so you can focus to this too. Watch this, listen to this, whatever feels the best for you. But this is again, we're discussing some topics, and yeah, and also today is the full moon. Aw. It's gonna run behind me. Oh, there it is. Cute. Yeah, so today's topic is if you are a big procrastinator. This is a good episode for you because again we're talking about self-sabotage, and yeah, you know that feeling when you have to do, like, when you should do something but you're not doing it, you're stopping yourself doing it, you're making whatever excuse come to your mind just to stop yourself. And that's the thing in life, you are the only one that's stopping you from having the life that you want. Take action even when you don't feel like it. Sometimes we just sit there and we're just waiting for like inspiration to come on, or like we go to scroll social media and we're like, yeah, I mean, I'll do this for 5 minutes. I risk myself and I get inspired or something. Well, you know the answer to that story. And it's that you end up being on social media or whatever for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and in the end, you don't get the magical inspiration that was supposed to get you started or take action into the thing that you were supposed to take action on. So you have to like inspire yourself, because yeah, sometimes we just don't feel like doing stuff, and it's okay, it's validated, and sometimes you should just take a break. In most cases, we don't do the things because we just like, we're undoing ourselves, and like undoing, I don't know, like now I'm translating from Finnish, like you don't meet the expectations of your higher self, and whatever like helps you get into action, because then that like gets you into a momentum, so you keep doing it, and the more you do something, the more you also crave doing it. For example, reading. I hated reading when I was a kid, and even 2 years ago. Like, I would not touch a book. Like, no. That goes to, I know that I have some kind of trauma from primary school, because you know when teachers would put you to read something out loud, and I have dyslexia. Like, it's not like severe, but like still like I get mixed into words, and I'm a little bit like, not that, like I don't read like some people would read in the class. So it was so awkward for me every time. And now when I see a book and I'm like, oh, like I should read, and I want to read, I like to read, but then there's also like some barrier in me that's like, oh no, I better take my phone, scroll some TikTok or Instagram or whatever. I now, like, it came to my mind that I completely forgot to explain this like book thing. When I get into reading the book and actually take action and read it, and not let my brain be like, oh, it's self-sabotaging today, but I actually take action and read it, I could read for hours. Like, I love it. Like spiritual books, self-help books, I love reading that stuff. And yeah, again, when you actually take action, you end up not regretting things. Sometimes, for example, today, I was like, maybe I just today don't film it and I'll film it tomorrow, because I can now like search some travel stuff that's coming, and I could do that and just film tomorrow. But then I was like, no, Emma, you know that if you don't do this now, you'll regret it tomorrow. Because the feeling of regret, it's not to make you feel bad. This is literally from the book The Mountain Is You. Regret is not a feeling to make you feel bad. It is to show you what you could have, like, what you're capable of, what you missed. And I think that this is just your, like, the feeling of regret is just your higher self, like, knocking on the door, like, hey, come on, like, you could have done so much better. You could have actually done something, and now you didn't. So now I'm giving you this feeling so that next time in the future you remember that, oh, I didn't like that feeling, that negative feeling. Nah, I didn't like that much, so maybe I should actually take action and do something.
Okay, this is like literally 2 hours later, but I forgot to mention that I believe that we have destinies, and we have, since we're human, we have free choice, free will. So we have 2 timelines, the higher timeline and the lower timeline, and that is what defines whether you are gonna end up in the good destiny that you have or not. So if you choose the higher timeline, you're gonna go towards your highest self, and if you choose the lower timeline, you're gonna go towards your lower self. And this is also with choices. So when you think about whether doing the thing that you should actually do or not, think about, is this choice gonna take me to a lower timeline or to a higher one? And because that was the thing for me that was the biggest question mark, because I thought that, yeah, people, like, when our souls come here, they want to come here for a reason. But what about those people whose life don't end up being that great, or something bad happens to them? What about them? And when I heard about that, I heard it in the Hale Hoffman-Smith podcast, of course. And when I heard about the lower timeline, the higher timeline, that like clicked. I was like, oh yeah, that's why. It's of the choices that you make, the actions that you take or not take. It's about them.
Like, regret is just showing you what you have to change to the future, like in the future, or like the next time, or now. What to do? Cause I talked in the previous video, maybe. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, hi!
Lagi kapuyog.
That was such a cute dog. The feeling of regret is just setting you the baseline, what you have to change. You know, future, but then also like this moment. What can you change now? So that the feeling of regret won't hit you again, and you're like, oh man, why didn't I do that? Because I could have actually do that. It was just me being lazy, not feeling like it. Also, there's this side where there's something that you want so badly to achieve or have that you actually stop yourself doing the things so that you will not get it. Because now I'm referring to my first episode, first video about the comfort zone and our brain like stopping us from being happy and success, because it's built to keep us safe. And sometimes success or being outside of your comfort zone, it feels, because it's unfamiliar to your brain, it feels that it's like a threat. So that's why you're stopping yourself from doing these things, and you put this thing in a pedestal that like it's so far away from you that you are like separating yourself from the having it and being in the wanting state. And the universe, the word want is negative. That's why I like sometimes I can't find a better like word, but like now that my consciousness has arisen so much, like of course I have a long way to go and I still make mistakes, but I realized today that like some words just trigger me in a sense that I see that, okay, that's a limiting belief. And it's like, it's that point that I just want to be like this when I hear it. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want my brain to hear that. Because I've been working on breaking those limiting beliefs and breaking the pattern in my brain and the neural pathways in creating new ones. So like when I hear a word that's, or like not even a word, like I mean word or sentence that's clearly a limiting belief, it's like a but it's this society that don't teach us that stuff. I've learned this on my own, and thanks to my sister, I'm doing these videos. Like she was the one who first introduced me to the law of attraction and everything about spirituality. So thanks to her. From there, I've just developed my own beliefs and my own understanding. Yeah. So as the universe, like, interpretar, like understands the word want as something negative. So like when you say that, oh, I want this, it means to the universe you don't have this thing and you're needing it so bad. You're like, you know, when you hold a like some elastic band, like even though it's elastic and you can pull it like very far away from each other, but when you do it like long enough and go far enough, it snaps. And that's like the universe cutting off the links that you can't have that thing because you've been wanting it so good, you've been holding it so tight. So the thing that you have to change in your mind is to actually feel that you have it. This comes to also to the law of attraction, like feeling as you have already the thing, or you are that thing that you would desire to have. And the thing is that sometimes we get the thing that we really wanted, and when we get it, we're so afraid that we're gonna lose it and that it's gonna disappear because we're still not in the state of having it. We are stuck in the state of wanting still, even though the thing has appeared in our reality. And this happened to me last year. I wanted this one acting job very much, but I think that the thing, how I got it in the end, there was a couple of things that I had applied. So, you know, it like this one thing, like it didn't have as much as, that, you know, like that I'm putting it in a high pedestal because I had like multiple things. So I wasn't like hyper focusing on something, like being like to one thing particularly. I had multiple. So I got this one thing, and when I got it, and I remember a person said to me that, oh, like, be careful that they don't like bail on you and just like cut like the offer and say that, oh no, we're not actually doing this. And that got me into such like, oh my god, what if I lose this thing? Ah, I felt horrible. I wasn't excited anymore because my excitement had been taken away from me. And in the end, I got like I got to do it. It was an ad, and I actually filmed it. I have my day, I think, from it, and my face ended up being on the, like, in a very big screen on a mall. And last summer, because I was working close to that mall, I would like sometimes see my face. I'm like, oh hey, that's me. And that was such a cool feeling for me. I remember that like during that time when I got the news that I got it, and I tried to like calm myself, comfort myself that, like, hey, like, relax, you already got this, like, nothing bad is gonna happen. Enjoy. That's the thing. When we get something, we don't enjoy it because our brain is like, okay, nice, but what's next? And you're already thinking ahead, not being present, not living in the moment. And yeah, these are just like things that you have to remind your brain all the time, because we've been grown into this mind pattern of not being present and being in that fight or flight mode quite a lot. So you have to interrupt your thoughts from everything, because otherwise your mind is the one that's like ruling you and not you. I have to interrupt my thoughts like all the time also. It's a long way, but the earlier you start doing it, the earlier you get the better effect. I mean, it's like in everything. Like, there's no magic snap that you can do to get results. You have to take action now. So yeah, thank you very much. I hope these again gave you some food for thought to think about and consider, and try to be like an inspector in your own life, in your own brain, and see what's going on. Don't judge anything. Don't judge. If there's something that it's not actually helpful for you, change it. So yeah, until Sunday. Bye.